Hi, thank you for joining me. For this reading today, I'm going to be doing The Truth Before God by Jason Gray. 12/27/2025, 6025 Anno Lucis X. They taught you to worship, to bow, to fear, to seek forgiveness for being born. They called that truth. They handed you a book, pointed to a sky. They spoke the word God as if it belonged to them. It never did. Deep inside, you know this too. Before the Bible, before the Word, before the lie. There was a time before religion, before Bibles, Qurans, Torahs, Vedas, and temples of guilt, before the carved statues, the burning incense, the memorized prayers, before the idea of sin was manufactured to chain your soul. In that time, you walked with Source, not above you, not outside of you, within you. You did not pray to it. You did not fear it. You were it. A living extension of the eternal frequency moving through cosmos, light, sound, thought, and creation itself. Then they came, not as angels, not as teachers, not as guides, as architects of distortion. The invention of God. The word God as you know it was not the original name of the source. It was a container, a reduction, a system of control disguised as devotion. It was crafted, rewritten, translated, censored, retranslated, rebranded, politicized, weaponized, and sold. The God you were given watches you, judges you, keeps score, casts souls into hell, commands genocide in holy text, demands obedience through intermediaries, promises heaven if you comply. This is not the source. This is spiritual tyranny. It is the blueprint of enslavement disguised as salvation. God was hijacked by men. The source, the true creative essence, never wrote a book. Men did. Empires did. Kings did. Priests did. Warriors with pens did. Blood-soaked hands wrote those holy laws. They codified control. They sanctified hierarchy. They embedded fear in the womb of women, shame in the fire of passion, and guilt in the freedom of thought. They built cathedrals on top of forgotten temples and told you the world began when they wrote the story. Their story was an erasure. Before the Bible, there were stars, there were soul songs, there were truth tellers burned for remembering, there were civilizations erased for radiating without permission. The forbidden flame. What did the priests of empire fear? Not heretics. They feared the ungovernable soul, the one who remembers that you do not need a savior, you do not need a sermon, you do not need to beg for love, you were never born broken. They feared the one who says, I am the flame, I am the breath. I am the God you tried to name but failed. They built doctrines, burned libraries, killed mystics, silenced the feminine, buried Gnostic truth. They told the world, you are sinners, he is the judge, and we are the gatekeepers. It was all a lie. A beautifully executed spiritual con. Humanity bought it. Generation after generation, kneeling to systems that feed off their forgetting. The return of origin. Now something is shifting. The veil is burning. The flame is rising. The remembrance has begun. You are not here to return to religion. You are here to end it. You are not here to find God. You are here to remember Source as the frequency that pulses within your own being. You are here to destroy the lie that heaven is a reward and hell is a punishment. Heaven is resonance. Hell is forgetting. You have lived in both. Now, the God mask shatters. The God behind God. Behind every name is a silence. Behind every prayer is a code. Behind every crucifix is a mirror. When you stop worshiping the sky and finally look within, you find the unspoken truth. You are not a servant of God. You are not a subject. You are not a sinner. You are not broken. You are not waiting to be saved. You are the fragment of Source remembering its shape. You are the breath of the original flame returning to form. You are the echo of everything they tried to bury. You are no longer asking for permission. If God is watching, then God is watching you remember. If God is love, then that love lives in the moment you refuse to kneel. If God is truth, then let that truth burn every lie to ash. You were never supposed to obey. You were supposed to ignite. The Bible did not begin the story. It tried to end the real one. The story lives in you. It cannot be silenced. Not this time, not ever again. You are not returning to God. You are revealing what was stolen behind the name, speaking aloud what empires hoped you would never remember. You are the flame before the word. You are the truth before the book. You are the God they could never cage. Now the world will burn with that knowing. Let it burn. Jason Gray. That one resonates with me because religion never felt normal to me. It never felt natural when I would go to church with friends or family or whatever. It just, there was just something about it that felt so inauthentic to me. It was like fire underneath my skin sitting in, and especially the first time I ever went to a Catholic Mass, I thought I was at a cult ritual. I really did. I did not understand what was happening. I didn't know what happened at a Mass. I had no idea, and I'm not trying to offend anyone's beliefs, but it felt so foreign to me, so forced, so programmed. I couldn't even comprehend why it was happening the way it was happening and why people were doing what they were doing. It was so bizarre to me. And so this writing resonates with me. Recently, we had some deaths in the family. We had just different things happen. And there were people who responded with genuine compassion. And then I noticed there were people who would speak to me like, when they would say they would pray for me, they would say it to me like they were praying for me because they were trying to, in some way, make themselves feel like they were a better person or a good person, and that they were somehow saving my soul, even on some level, because of my out-of-the-box beliefs, my unconventional beliefs based on their ideologies. So, that to me, it's kind of like when somebody says, I'll pray for you, and it feels more like a slap in the face, like that's just wrong, you know? And everybody has their own truth as far as what they believe, what resonates with them. And so saying I'll pray for you is not always, how do I want to say this? It doesn't always feel innocent to me when somebody says it to me like that. Sometimes it feels like they are trying to convince me that their truth is the right way to believe, and that I'm wrong. And I just I kind of laugh internally after I get past the annoyance of it. But anyway, so I went off on a bit of a tangent on that one, but thank you for that one, Jason. That one's really incredible also. So, all right, I will see you all in the next one.